They say the best rise to the top. But there can only be one leader. Who will be the one?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome inside Tim Hortons Field. It's championship day. OWIFA 5v5 championships going on at Tim Hortons Field. Nick McVicker, Julian Carr along with you. Game 1 quarterfinals is already underway, and we have a matchup of the Westerns. Western Purple versus Western White in this one. Western Purple just got held on their first play, but let's pick it up already in action as Western White gets things going on offense. Julian, we saw some great play in the 11v11 tournament 2 weekends ago. Most of these players played together on that championship team 2 weeks ago.
That they did.
They just did a huge cheer together pregame, and now we're live in this as Emma Valentine drops back, sends it to the back corner looking for Olivia Ghosh, and it is the early touchdown for Western Purple. So not held on their first play. Pedally got them down the field, and now Western Purple goes up 6-0.
Yep, and we're seeing that, well, we're seeing the talent basically show up and demonstrate why they are the champions at 11v11. Now they're playing the smaller game, and you know what? We'll see what the second Western team does now.
And they do have an option to go for 1 or 2. It looks like they're just going to take the 1, and it's 7-0 early here for Western Purple. Now it's Western White's turn to try to get something going early. Quarterback drops back, looking for the short pass to the right side, and an early catch there for Maya Bard.
That was a little bit of a duck on the pass.
It doesn't always have to be pretty as long as it gets to the receiver.
Exactly.
Sometimes you're not going to have the pretty pass. But
True. Actually, just a quick update. Someone just ran over and told us that they started the game just as we were starting the stream, and it's actually 8-0. That was a 2-point conversion.
2-point convert. There you go. So it was a quick 2-point convert for Western Purple, up 8-0 after one drive. Jamie Graham in the shotgun here for Western White, looking to respond quickly. She drops back, throws it to the right side again, and finds Bard once again. Mia Bard, 2 quick catches for the White side, and now they're making their way up the field.
Yep, it was a nice solid outrun, out pattern, and yeah, you know what? We're seeing what happens when you have a great program. And they used to do this in other sports too, where I'll use the example of soccer, where they would split. I know there's one school, Queens, would split their squads. When they play in an indoor tournament, they'd have their seniors, their 3rd and 4th years, and then their 1st and 2nd years, so that they get used to it and they've got continuity. And you get more players and opportunities. So Western's doing the exact same thing here.
Graham drops back once again. Another quick pass to the right side, caught there by Emma Parker. Nice.
Chip away, chip away, chip away. The short outs are working.
Summer Springer with the flagpole. There's a few Western players Western Purple players without a number on their back. We will keep you updated because they do have the number on the front, thankfully. So we'll keep you updated, folks. Don't worry. As Western White makes their way up the field.
That's a good problem to have.
Not a bad one for sure. Graham in the shotgun. Drops back. Tries to put it through the middle, and it's intercepted! What a play there! Jordan Hunter with the blocked pass, interception, return for a touchdown. Don't see that very often.
Yeah, and Graham just, like, all she could do is just shake her head after she missed the flag on the interception. It's just like, wow. Yeah, okay. It just happens. What am I gonna say?
When you start running at that point, it's chasing.
Exactly.
It's very hard to catch athletes that this now looking to convert. I didn't see if it was 1 or 2. Did you, Jules?
It looks like, be quite honest, I'm not sure. I think they're going for 2.
Valentine drops back, looks across the middle, can't connect there. It looks like it was Karen Wong who missed that one.
Yeah, she couldn't get her hands around it, running across, and couldn't get her body behind it.
So it'll stay 14-0 early for Western Purple. This first half already off to a quick start, just under 6 minutes in. And after that first offensive possession for Western White, who were making good progress up the field, you got to have confidence after that, but it's hard to try to respond after 14 straight points.
Yeah, but you know what? As we saw in the 11s a couple weeks ago, there were teams that were down and came back even after trailing for most of the game, and they made it a game. It's all about execution and just realizing this game you're never really out of it unless the score is.
Dropping back once again, and a quick short pass, intercepted, and there's another one. Kayla Smith with the interception return for a touchdown, and just as we said they needed to respond, Western Purple responded in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. Jamie Graham doesn't look, and now she's upset. And now it's how do you build on that?
How do you get out of that?
Exactly.
It's something to do, especially early in a game. This was late in the game. It's a different conversation. But early in a game,
2 passes in a row, 2 passes that have been intercepted. Now, the first one, excellent defensive play.
Incredible play.
Second one, it's either throw it away or get it to a place where your receiver can get to it.
Yeah.
That one was more a case of, yeah, it was too easy. It was easily read, and it looked a lot easier than it probably was.
And Valentine drops this one into Wong, so the conversion is good. 1 point. And Western Purple jumped out to a early 21-0 lead over Western White. And before we get too deep into this game, I want to give credit to this Western program. You were talking about it before. They have 3 teams in this tournament. Their third team, Western Black, who was playing in the round of 16 game just before, lost by 2 points to the first place team in another division. That's how good this program is. That's how deep this program is.
Well, that you can credit with the fact that you've got some really good coaches who have basically spent a lot of time
Nice throw and catch
of time schooling themselves, one, with the program, 2, they've got excellent athletes. Well, it's Western, it's a big school, they've got excellent athletes. But the other side of it is that they have, if they can lean on that football knowledge that exists at the school. When you're a perennial champion,
the Mustangs are.
You know that you have that opportunity. You know you have somebody to lean on. You know you can run things by them on certain plays that you can get away with, and certain things you can do.
And you can see that across all of the coaching staffs for all 3 sides. They have former or current Western Mustang football players on the coaching staff.
Yep.
That last pass, Haley Shanks on the catch, and now a little reversal here and a quick end around. As that'll be a quick first down, and Western White making some progress up the field.
Yep. This is where they got to the last time, so let's see where they go with it from here. Once they advance the ball further down the field, over half, which they've now gotten over half, let's see how far they can go with it, because this is the hurdle that they've got to get over now.
So first down. Western White looking to get on the scoreboard here. This one's sent long, looking over the shoulder down that left side. Unable to connect, and we'll get a second down.
Yeah, it looks like the pattern got broken. And when the pattern got broken, then that's why it was an incomplete pass. Because it was in the right area, right vicinity, right area code, just it didn't go too far.
Third down throw here, and a nice catch and completion there. Mia Bard again on the reception. She's got 3 big catches for this side already.
Yeah, future looks bright.
So slowly moving their way up the field, trying to respond to the early 3 touchdowns from the purple side, who are wearing black jerseys, folks. Those are not purple. There were some number changes as well, so we're trying to get those under control. But right now we do know Jamie Graham is in the backfield looking to get things going. She drops back, throws it to the corner, almost intercepted once again.
Great defense.
Kayla Smith.
Last second, she got to the corner, realized that the ball was going to get there, and just tipped it out of the way and tipped it out of bounds so that the receiver couldn't catch the ball.
It was a good throw, too, trying to find Natalie Schmidt, but unfortunately just out of reach, and now that'll do it for the Western White Drive, and Western Purple take over once again. Some other games to tell you about as well, the other quarterfinal matchups. Sheridan is taking on the as Emma Valentine throws this one across the middle, finds Priscilla Naderi. Nice catch and run there on first down.
Yeah, I like the way that Naderi ran through the line. Didn't bother trying to cut, just trying to keep the ball high and straight.
North-south running is a skill in this game.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's also technique too, because as we saw in the final between Queens and Western a couple weeks ago, a lot of balls got dropped when players had possession of the balls because they weren't securing the ball. In that case, she secured the ball to make sure that, yeah, you're going to take the flag, we're just going to advance it, but we're going to keep possession of it.
Different set of receivers on this drive for Western Purple. Is this one sent long?
Great pass by Valentine.
Beautiful catch and run, and it's Karen Wong on the reception. And another touchdown for Western Purple. What a throw there from Valentine.
Yeah, you know what? It's not like they missed her going through the round of 16 in the round robin, but she didn't play up until this is the first game she's played today.
She didn't play today's earlier round of robin game or the quarterfinal or the round of 16 game.
Yeah,
but she is playing here in the quarterfinals. So,
and that, to be quite honest with you, that was probably more strategic than anything else with the coaching staffs, because they realized that, you know what, we can get through it because we have other players that can play the position. Let's work it through, because in this way, if we're getting to a situation where we face adversity or Valentine gets hurt, then one, now she's fresh and rested, and two, the other side of it is that if she was nursing anything, then she had a chance to actually rest and get ready.
There's a quick throw there, finds Mel Green, and the 1-point convert is good. So 28-0 for Western Purple right now, who, by the way, on that last drive, whole new receiving corps other than Wong. The other 3 were standing on the sidelines. As a group, they were standing together to make it easier to notice.
But that's something that's going to happen when you have a solid squad. Borrowing from the men's game, for years down east, there would be a team that would be dominant in the AUS, and then they get to a Yates Cup Bowl game, or Mitchell Bowl, or the UTEC, and the next thing you know, they would be hammered because they didn't have that seasoning of the players. So the rotation that the purple team is putting in will help them when they go to the semis and help them go to the finals.
Nice catch and throw there. Haley Shanks with the reception for Western White, with just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. And these are rough times, folks, so be aware of that. But roughly under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Western White looking to make their way down the field. 4 downs to get from end to end.
Yep.
That was a good first down play to pick up some yardage, and now here comes second down. Dropping back is Graham. Looking for Sydney Hughes. Can't find her. Good defense there by Cara Sankaran. Good hand in there trying to eliminate the throw.
Good defensive play.
So 3rd down here for Western White. As they get set, they got 2 receivers, and it looks like Hughes is going to take the reception here and hand it off to Graham. That's the 2nd time they've done that, and Graham's sacked there behind the line. But that is the 2nd time they've done the Hughes taking the snap and handing it off to Graham. That's an interesting little wrinkle that we got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think, you know what, if things aren't working, then you got to try something. And I think in this case, I think they're trying something. And the other side of it, too, is that, let's be realistic, you probably have your 1st and 2nd years playing with the white team and with the purple team. It's your 3rd, 4th, and 5th years. So there's going to be a knowledge base that's not there when your freshman and your sophomore are playing.
Absolutely. So after the punt on 4th down, that was not kicked because that's how it works. Valentine drops back 3 receivers to the left side here as Sarah Montague makes the reception across the middle.
Again, Valentine on money. She's money, and she's on point with her passes.
The crazy thing is that we mentioned that she didn't play earlier today. They had Olivia Ghosh, who's a receiver, playing quarterback, having the same sort of success. That's the versatility of this purple side right now, is that they can put multiple players in different roles, and it looks like that's what's going to happen here. Ghosh going to take the snap. She's going to hand it off to Valentine. And this is going to be sent long and wide open there. Katie Larry could not make the catch, but a little trickery from Team Purple.
Yeah, I think in that case, I think Larry might have, I don't know if she lost it in the sun or if she stopped at the wrong place because the ball was a little bit out of her reach, and she thought she was against the sideline.
Looking how Valentine was talking, it looked like she felt pressured, so she threw it in an awkward position and put it further out to the sideline than Katie Larry probably wanted that one.
She normally would.
And you know what? It's going to happen.
Yep.
At least she's aware of it.
To be quite honest with you, I was expecting the flea flicker, but.
Valentine in the backfield, 2 to her left, 1 in motion to the right. Looks across the middle, trying to find Ghosh, just a little underthrown. And that'll bring up 4th down. And they're going to punt it away. So Western White is going to get a stop and get the ball back.
Yep.
And they're thrilled on the sideline.
Well, yeah, they were able to get a stop, and that's the big thing.
That's a momentum change right there.
Exactly.
Just about 2 minutes to go in the first half. Like you put up points here. It changes how things work because they get the ball to start the second half because Western Purple had it to start the game. A little bit of momentum. You can score 2 touchdowns in a quick span here, and the game's back on.
Yep. Well, even if they get 1 here, the game's back on because now it's like you said, 2 quick scores, and if they get 1 at the end of the half here.
Dropping back is Graham, looking, finding the receiver there, Emma Parker.
It's okay. There's a quick 5 yards that they need.
Yep. St. Karen on the defense. So 2nd down here. Everyone looking at their wristband, trying to figure out what the play call is. I don't think I've ever seen that many quarterback wristbands on the field at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, you figure everybody knows the plays.
I get having maybe 2 because they've had, as I mentioned, they have had Hughes taking snaps too. And Graham drops back, looks across the middle, and that one is intercepted.
Again.
Julia Krall on the interception, and momentum re-seized.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting because the way that they ran the play, it was the last play of the half too. The way that they ran the play, they ran across in between, or in front of Graham, and then the snap came. I don't know. I was expecting at that point, then they were going to run the cross right back in front, about 5-10 yards down the field. But the ball was thrown into an area, and it's like the receiver broke off her pass.
Yeah,
Or
and,
broke off her route. I'm sorry.
and you did say that was the last play of the half. So while there was an interception, Western White does technically retain possession.
Yeah.
So they're going to get it back to start the second half. Down 28 at half to essentially your own teammates because they've played together all season. How hard is it to try to turn this around at this stage?
I wouldn't say it's that hard because if you're a competitor, which we all know that these women all are, then they're not going to – this is not sitting well at half.
No.
Even though it technically is an inter-squad game.
but it's a competitive inter-squad game because
exactly.
It's in the championship tournament.
And so I'll give you an example. I know that in some sports, like especially in basketball, when you have a championship side, they want to beat – the second string wants to beat the first string worse than the first string wants to beat other teams. So usually your more competitive games in the season are in your own practices.
Absolutely.
So
you got to prove something.
Exactly. The stories came from the Dream Team, and how those practices were better than any game that took place in the Olympics that year, and that right there speaks volumes.
And this team has talent. We saw it in the 11s on 11s. Hughes was a huge player for that Western Championship team.
Mm-hmm.
Graham was fantastic when she was on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They have talent on this side. It's not like they can't make it back.
Yeah.
But 28 points is a lot at halftime of a 20-minute half.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Also, the other side of it too is that something you don't factor in is that when you know that one team is because and I don't want to say again, I don't want to say first string and second string, but when you know that one team
Seniors.
is actually you've got a team of seniors and a team of freshmen and sophomores, they will have a tendency to defer to their seniors, even though they should want to beat the seniors.
Absolutely. Second half about to get underway here in quarterfinal action on field 1. Mentioned Sheridan is playing Brock on field 2. At the far side of our field, it looks like it's Guelph and McMaster. And on the far field is U of T taking on, not actually sure who U of T is taking on. We'll get that answer for you shortly. But as we get back to action, Western White taking over to start the half. And we are underway here. And a quick throw there is intercepted early. Lyal Birani with the pick 6.
Yeah, on that one, the defensive back read the play and stepped in front of the receiver. One thing, whether if you're a receiver, you can't stand and wait for the pass to come to you. You've got to go and meet the pass. You go and you meet the pass, let the pass into your hands, bring it in, then turn to look to go. In that case, the defender stepped in front, and the receiver got frozen.
So there's actually some communication here. I'm not sure what's going on.
So it looks like directly across from us on the field, beside the field that we're reporting from, I believe that's Guelph.
That's Guelph, yes.
Yeah.
So not really sure what happened there. So we'll try to get an answer for you in a minute. As a quick throw here from Graham. And a nice catch by Haley Shanks.
Might have been a penalty.
I'm thinking it was a penalty because they just moved the ball up. And, yeah, so we're going to take those points off the board. So 28 still for Western Purple. As Jamie Graham tries to get the offense going. Graham receives the snap, looking, gets the ball out. Nice catch there by Haley Shanks. That was definitely out of her body range, and she still made the catch.
Yeah, Shanks made that play. because that one, again, was going to end up going someplace else. And there was a defender right behind her. So the defensive player behind her would have probably caught the ball or at least been able to knock it down.
Absolutely. And between Shanks and Bard right now, this Western White team has the receivers, and they're making plays when the ball's getting to them, which is great. That's half the battle when you're going up against a good defense.
Exactly.
So, third down play here. Graham trying to get the play call in. Snap, fake the handoff, a quick throw once again to Shanks. The big catch there, and good defense by Lyle Barani.
Now it looks like things are starting to happen for White. They've settled down after the half. Now they got to just chip away at it, chip away at it, chip away at it. And the more they chip away at it, the more that you're going to get results.
So, I believe this is fourth down. I haven't had any indication from either of the officials, so we'll try to confirm that momentarily. But back in the shotgun is Graham. Receives the snap. Looks to the near side, and a good defense there once again by St. Karin.
This time, Mia Bard couldn't hang on to the ball.
Didn't even get a chance.
Yeah.
It was perfectly defended by St. Karin, who got her hand in to block the potential catch.
Yeah, the difference between a good receiver or a receiver that's learning and a receiver that is a veteran is that a vet will find a way. Once they can touch the ball, they're going to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Or at least if they're going to catch it, if they're not going to catch it, they're going to make it look spectacular when they flame out.
So, Western White driving right now. Graham looking for the end zone. And in and out of the hands there. What a throw. Natalie Schmidt unable to collect that one. But a fantastic throw from Jamie Graham.
Yeah. And you know what? Hey, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're chipping away. They're chipping away. They're chipping away. And they're taking chances. If you're down and you don't believe that you have an opportunity, then this is where you learn.
Yeah. And you know what's good that I'm noticing from this side is after the play, after that last play at least, they all came back to the huddle smiling.
Yeah.
Joking, despite being down 28, they're still trying to enjoy playing, which is huge. That's where you get that confidence back.
Exactly.
So once again, Graham drops back, 3 receivers to her left side, everyone there. Throwing it long once again into the end zone, unable to catch. That one was Emma Parker. Great defense too.
Yeah.
Western Purple around her, so very tough to catch that one.
Yeah, it was a fantastically thrown ball into traffic, and there's nothing that the receiver could do on that one.
And 2 great throws to the end zone.
Yep.
Unable to connect, but the progress that you're seeing it within the game.
Exactly.
Which is important. So Western Purple will take over. Ghosh now in at QB. Valentine taking a seat. Ghosh, quick pass across the middle. Finding Priscilla Naderi, who's tiptoeing her way through everybody.
Yeah. The only thing it was missing was a pirouette.
And 2 of her teammates making fun of her after.
Exactly.
But a good catch and run there from Naderi. Moves the chains. And it'll be second down here. As Ghosh gets the play call in. Quick handoff there from Katie Larry, and Ghosh sends this one long over 2 defenders, but short of her intended target.
Over and through. The 2 defenders ended up on the ground.
Mel Green, the intended target there, and the 2 defenders kind of ran into each other. I believe that's Megan Pask and Erin Coles, it looks like, who may have ran into each other trying to defend that ball. Just a little underthrown there from Ghosh.
Yeah.
Because Green was 5 yards past both defenders.
She was gone. She was gone, and she basically had one stride in the end zone, had it actually hit her
Yeah, she wouldn't have to run much farther.
and catch step. Oh, I'm in.
They're down here. Ghosh with the ball. Gets it out quickly. Back to Naderi once again. Gets it over half. It'll be a new set of downs. Looks like we're going to have some substitutions on the defensive side as Natalie Schmidt enters. Katie Larry in the backfield does a quick handoff to Ghosh, who drops the ball. They're really trying to pull every play out of the playbook on this one.
Well, if you're going to practice it, why not practice it now? It's not like anybody's scouting you.
So a little missed opportunity there.
See if things work, and if they work, then great. If they don't work, then, don't worry about using them later.
Ghosh back in the backfield now. 3 receivers to the left side. And Derry snaps the ball back to Ghosh. Looking long, trying to find
Wong.
Yep.
And
Just a little bit inside.
yeah.
And that was almost intercepted by Team White.
It's okay, though, because you know what? As we said, we're wondering if you're wondering, well, why Valentine isn't playing. They got a semifinal game and quite possibly a final game. You know what? She's gotten her rhythm already. Let's work on some other things. So then this way, when we get to the next game, we actually have things that we can do if things aren't working.
And it helps when you have someone who has played quarterback at this level as your backup.
Yes.
Ghosh was the quarterback for Western's team when they first emerged. She drops back, throws it down the near sideline to Katie Larry, and off the hand. That should have been a catch.
Yeah, Katie Larry looked like she was playing goal in soccer, where she was knocking the ball down, then to catch it. It wasn't going to bounce back up.
No. But yeah, talking about Ghosh again, she actually played high school flag football back in the Peel region in Mississauga as the quarterback. She started out as a receiver, but the school didn't have a quarterback for her last 2 years. So she switched over to quarterback just out of necessity.
Yeah.
And then when she came and helped start OWIFA, she is one of the head executives. She started as the quarterback for Western because they didn't have a quarterback. And she's always felt more comfortable as a receiver. And her talent is undeniable on either position, but she feels more comfortable as a receiver.
Yeah, and it shows, especially after that catch she made in the final game in the 11s.
And Graham, nice throw there, and easy catch by Bard, who falls into the Western purple sideline and is helped up by everyone on that side. But a great throw there from Graham.
Yeah, it's not the execution of the throws and the runs by the receivers. It's just 3 mistakes.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you're going to make mistakes when you're young. And it's better to make them here than when something really, really matters later on. I'm not saying that this doesn't really matter, but
Graham drops back, looks across the middle, and overthrows.
yeah, the pattern got broken there.
Yeah, overthrows her intended target. And we'll get a 3rd down play here. Call coming in from the sideline. We've seen some great play from Sydney Hughes, Haley Shanks, Mia Bard. Emma Parker as well has made a couple catches. They have the talent here.
Yeah.
They're just coming up against a juggernaut. The highest ranked team in the entire tournament so far. And long throw for Graham. Knocked down there. I believe that was Mel Green.
Yep.
With the defense.
Yeah, again, She read the play, she stopped, and she adjusted, and she was able to get her hands on it and
again,
knock it down.
It was a good throw.
Yeah.
It was just better defended. That's what we're saying right now, is that they're making good plays. They're just being defended by a good team.
Yeah, and you know what, that comes in the coaching staff in the off season. Now that the season's going to be done, the coaching staffs will be able to turn around and teach the receivers that once you read the play and the ball is up in the air, do you keep going or do you come back to the ball?
Yeah.
And if you can come, if in any of these, if you can come back to the ball, then you've got the catch.
Gauche sends it up the middle, trying to find Naderi, and that one's just a little high. Good defense there by Cornell. So second down here. Naderi with the ball. Gets ready to snap it back to Gauche. Two receivers to the left. Gauche drops back, puts it across the middle. Nice catch there by Karen Wong, and a good defense there. I believe that was number 23, Mean O'Donnell.
Yeah, that's a good. Otherwise, Wong's gone up the sidelines.
She's gone.
Yeah. She'd be sending a postcard from her destination where she arrived.
Just over 6 minutes to go in this second half. Western Purple up big, but haven't scored a point in this second half. We don't believe. There was an interception return, but we believe there was a penalty. So haven't scored in the second half.
Yeah.
Western Whites made some really good offensive plays, some even better defensive plays, and that's where we're at right now. Gauche gets out of the pocket, throws it down the line, and finds Naderi, who's in behind the defense. And a good job there by O'Donnell to track her down to avoid the touchdown.
Yep. Caught her right before the goal line.
Yeah. And you can see Gauche feels more comfortable on the run.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball. When she's back in the pocket, it's not as consistent. When she's on the run, she feels more confident.
Yeah. Well, that probably comes from
playing receiver for the last 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. And not having to be stationary and be a traditional thrower.
Yeah. And one thing I should say, Priscilla Naderi is the one who's been snapping the ball this entire second half.
Mm-hmm.
She's made 5 big catches for Western Purple.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one really interesting thing about the fives game, is that every single player is a receiver.
Yep. Well, it's more along the lines of traditional flag football that I'm sure a lot of these women grew up playing.
This is passed into the end zone for Mel Green.
And that's a touchdown. Are they going for?
No, it's a second down. She stepped out the back. That's what I was trying to check. I couldn't see the ref on the far side. But yeah, second down because she was out the back. Good catch, but
exactly.
Gotta know where you are.
But as I was saying, it's like the flag football program that from Football Canada, Football Ontario, and across the country, these programs have all fostered this. And this is why there's a talent. And now, again, with this being an Olympic sport, when the U.S. hosts the Olympics, this is what a lot of the women that come after, and a lot of these women will be playing and looking for spots.
Ghost drops back, looks across the middle, and throws it out the back of the end zone into the other end zone on the other field. So third down coming up here for Western Purple, who thought they had a touchdown. Now they have to reset and try to do it again.
Yeah, so as we were talking about before, flag football being now an Olympic sport, everybody's gearing up for flag. You have all these NFL players who figure on the men's side, oh yeah, well, we're going to go play flag now. And
it's a different game.
It's a completely different game.
Listen, there's some guys who will be able to make the adjustment. As Ghost drops back here, rolls out to her right, throws it across the middle, and that's caught by Mel Green for the touchdown.
And there we go.
There are some guys who will be able to make that transition from the NFL game to flag football. You're talking the Tyreek Hills, the guys who are speed, route running, maybe prefer not to be hit. or guys like Tyrann Mathieu, right, on the defensive side, who reads the game really well. Those are the kind of guys that can make the transition. But there's a lot of receivers who couldn't make that transition.
Yeah.
They play a different style of game
Yeah.
than what this is worth.
Well, yeah, it's like the bump and run. The traditional bump and run receiver will have a harder time.
Can't get
So,
stuck at the line.
Yeah, you can't jam somebody at the line. It's like, so you got to actually move your feet to be able to survive defensively.
So yeah, you are correct that a lot of those NFL guys who think they're just going to make the transition are in for a rude awakening. I still think that that U.S. team that they're going to put together is going to be scary.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, the other side of it too is that what everybody doesn't realize is that a lot of guys will be in training camp. Like
Yes.
a lot of seasoned pros will be in training camp, and you know what? And you need a full off season these days to recover from your previous season.
As they do a quick little handoff here for Schmidt, who picks up a lot, and that will do it. Western Purple, after a 28-point first half, head into the semifinal, I should say. After a big 35-0 victory over their school counterparts from Western White. Julian, player of the game for you from Western Purple. I'm going Valentine. I think her ability to move the ball is an easy one. But if you really think about it, we might want to look on the defensive side. They had 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Right? You could talk about Kayla Smith, who was fantastic. Lael Barani, whose interception didn't result in points at the start of the second half. She was fantastic throughout the game. Or Cara Sankaran, who was also equally as good defensively. They had a lot of MVPs in this game.
Yeah. It's spread around, which is what you need from a team if you're going to be a championship team. You need to be able to spread it around.
Absolutely. We are going to take a break. When we come back, it's semifinal time here on Field 1. You are watching the OWIFA 5v5 Championships here at Tim Hortons Field on M2 TV.
"30 seconds, lights on, hearts pounding, clocks ticking, the crowd's anticipation is coming. You've been waiting for this moment as the world holds its breath. 20 seconds, and all you see, the all-new breakthrough football effortlessly leaving your hand like a rocket destined to make its target. 10 seconds, touchdown echoes as this game erupts. This is your moment. Don't just seize it, break it.
Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field for the OWIFA 5v5 Championship. It's semifinal time here. Nick McVicker, Julian Carr with you. One semifinal on the other field is Western Purple versus Guelph. On our field, it is Sheridan versus U of T. Sheridan coming in after winning their quarterfinal game 19-18 over the Brock Red team, and U of T, a thrilling matchup in their quarterfinal, ended up coming out on top 34-27 over Mac. Sheridan starting us off 2 plays in, nothing doing so far, but will pick up the action as they get set for 3rd down. And that one is out to the sideline, and a good job by the defense for U of T, and they're going to get a turnover on downs early.
Yeah, U of T just came out of a spirited game with Mac we were able to watch the end of, and it was end-to-end, and it basically came down to a touchdown, and then Mac had to score, and they couldn't score, and that was it. It was done. They ended up with U of T ended up with an interception, and that ended the game.
And U of T missing one of their key players for this one. Daniela Chung injured in the quarterfinal. Don't like to hear that. So they're going to have a different set of receivers, different set of defensive backs because she plays both sides of the field. But yeah. Megan Cooper in the backfield fakes the handoff and a quick little dump-off pass to Leon Elbogi.
Yeah, and great cut and run after she took the ball outside and she cut back in the middle, was able to get a couple more yards.
Want to give a shout out to the officials for this tournament, and on our field we have Eric Jebby and Liana Smith. The other 6 officials in the tournament: Jim Rowe, Rob Riley, Vince Hewitt, Jake Henley, Addison Ola, and David Kerzinger are the 8 officials that have been provided by the Southern Ontario Touch Football Officials Association. So we want to thank them for helping put this on. Megan Cooper back again. The left-footed throw across the middle. Nice catch there.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's like being an official at times is a thankless job, and the officials 2 weeks ago were fantastic, and today, from just walking around watching games, they've been on point again as well.
And they've been super helpful just in general too. You can see them talking to the players in between games about just making sure they understood what a call was. They've even taken time to talk to us about stuff, which is great. Cooper drops this one over the top for Yeleni Sutharson. She was a big player in the 11s tournament, and it looks like there's a Sheridan player who is down.
Yeah, it looks like it's Harley Namor who's down. She looks like she's in trouble.
Yeah. The U of T does pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, that's not something you like to see, where you see somebody down, as it is right now. They've already got, and I'm starting to wonder when they come out with the crutches.
Is it a pre-existing thing that was re-aggravated?
Yeah, exactly.
That's never good.
If given the fact of the school that she plays for, which is Sheridan, which has probably the premier sports medicine school in the country, she's in fairly good hands. Yeah. You never want to see a player down, though.
Never want to see a player down. So we'll stay here and try to get you set for the rest of the tournament. Well, we have a second here. Why don't we take a look at the playoff bracket as it is right now. And you can see the quarterfinal action. Western Purple did beat Western White in the last game on this field. That was a big win for Purple. They ended up winning 39-0, so our score was slightly off, but we got the correction now. The other games, as we get the opportunity to update you now, Guelph able to pull off the 19-12 win over Ottawa. And I mentioned Sheridan 19-18 over Brock, and U of T 34-27 over Mac's team. So lots of good action in this one, and we're expecting to see some good games here as well.
Yeah, exactly. These 2 semifinal games, the teams are both evenly matched. And eventually, when we get back to going, and when we get back to action, I'm expecting a good game. Now, it just depends on who. It depends on. Realistically, it also depends too on the severity of this injury, because it looks like Moore is actually down, and it's going to take some time. U of T's actually sat there, basically taking the team to one of the shelters that they usually have here at Tim Hortons Field
for the Forge
soccer.
matches.
And then basically sat them out of the sun and got them rested and relaxed. Because when you have an injury that is something and takes time. One, it takes you out of rhythm, and two, it's a mental thing now. Because you're seeing a player, you never want to see a player go down.
No.
But when you're seeing a player go down and it takes a couple of people to actually deal with it, then there's an issue. And then how does that play on the athletes?
As we're getting some bonus coverage of Field 2 right now, that's where the other semifinal is taking place. Western Purple taking on Guelph. Can't really see a ton from where we're standing, but we'll try to give you some additional play-by-play here. The Guelph team, super nice, made sure we had the right numbers before their game, even though they weren't on our field. I give them credit for that.
Well, it's all about promotion of the game. I do believe possibly, like I said, I'm guessing, so there's a possibility I think Western might be up by a touchdown because I think they started with the ball.
Yes, I believe that is the case as well. So Western up right now. But Guelph is moving the ball. And they're going to actually be taking a step backwards now.
Yep.
Looks like there's a penalty on the last play. We are trying to call this from the opposite side of the field, folks, so bear with us, would you? Player still down on Field 1 as a dog walks through the middle of the two fields. Gotta love that. The fans here have been fantastic. For every team up in the stands, they've been nothing but respectful. As that one's intercepted down the sideline here and trying to get to the end zone. Trying to figure out who that was for that Western Purple side.
Now the question is, did they get the ball? Okay.
Looks like it was. So we're going to slowly make our way back as the player is up, being helped off the field now.
Yeah, it looks like they're literally
carrying
her off the field.
Yeah, so the way she was holding it looked like it was her hip.
Yeah.
Hoping for a quick, speedy recovery if possible. And you can see, like, you mentioned it, that they have one of the best AT programs in the country. They have the AT stuff ready to go on the far side. So we're going to hopefully get reset here momentarily.
Yeah, again, it's hard to say without seeing a replay of what happened. But again, we spoke about this a couple weeks ago when we talked about footwear and the field. This is a world-class field turf surface, and sometimes it just depends on the footwear that you wear on the surface and how it's going to affect you when you plant, and that's how you do knees, do ankles, and do hips.
Yeah, and it honestly, no contact.
Yeah.
It looked like it was just a incidental issue, right? Like no one ran into her. She didn't look like it was a contact thing. It looked like it was a push-off, which is even scarier sometimes.
Those are some of the worst injuries.
But we'll get back underway here as Megan Cooper throws to the far side looking for Sue Tharson, trying to get into the end zone. Avoided one defender, but couldn't get past the second one, and we'll have a second down here.
Yep, right back to the action. Let's see how Sheridan actually responds to the action, because it responds to the injury, because Nomore was one of their stalwart players on defense.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Sue Tharson now cutting to the left side, and they're going to do a quick dump off to her, and she is in.
There we go.
Touchdown U of T on their first possession of the game.
Quick slant out.
Yeah. As our looking, trying to find Sutharson again, and does. So a quick 2 receptions there for Yelini Sutharson, and U of T taking the early lead, 7-0.
Yeah, a quick short out route, and it was like they're playing catch in the park.
And we saw their connection in the 11s tournament. Cooper was able to find Sutharson anytime she wanted to, really.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it in a smaller side where you don't have a ton of pressure coming at you. There's not 5 players breathing down your neck. You can find your favorite player. You can find your favorite target just like that.
Yep. This is where technique comes in, because if you've got great technique in a smaller game, in a smaller situation, your skills get enhanced.
This one sent across the middle, and that's just in and out of the hands of the receiver. Good try there, but Darian Zura unable to collect the pass.
Yeah, that was Zura had left and had to turn back for the ball.
It was a little behind her.
Yeah, just a
Well
bit.
thrown, but just a bit behind.
Yeah.
So 2nd down here for the Bruins. Dropping back, looking across the middle, and that's between 2 defenders. Trying to find the run of her receiver. I believe that was number 15, Emma Carrington, that she was looking for, but unable to connect, and it'll be 3rd down now.
Yeah, I think the defenders got crossed up because they were talking about with one of their assistant coaches on the sideline about spacing and about area.
Dropping back once again, looking, and that one's thrown out of reach, and that'll be a easy 3 and out for the U of T defense. 2 big stops, and they're back on the field.
Now, one thing that we're seeing is that the balls are well thrown. It's just the timing seems to be off. Again, we wanted to see how Sheridan came out of that injury timeout, where their heads were at, and right now it just looks like they're a little bit disconnected. So we'll see what happens in the next series. We'll see what happens on this defensive series, and if they can get their heads back into it mentally.
So Cooper leads the U of T offense out onto the field. Sends her receivers in motion, fakes the handoff, and actually does hand it off. I apologize. A little bit of contact there. Looks like that was Helen May. Oh, my apologies. That was Megan Banong on the rush. A little bit of a hit at the end of the play. Yeah. Not a real hit, but.
And Ainsley McCracken capturing the flag and was able to get out of the way. A little bit of contact.
So 2nd down here for U of T in their own end. They fake the handoff this time. Cooper looking to the near side, trying to find Banong again. Nothing doing there, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, that one wasn't fooling anybody. And
she almost had, I believe it was Elizabeth Wu, in behind the defense if she threw it down the field, but she didn't see her in time and tried to find Banong instead.
And I think that because of the short pass, that's what, and the short pass being overthrown, I think that was the issue.
Yeah. Cooper sends them in motion, 3 all to the left side. Drops back, looks across the middle, and a nice catch there. I'm going to say her name a lot today. It's Sutharson again. And a good flag grab at the end to keep them just short of the 1st down, and it'll be a turnover on downs, and Sheridan's going to get the ball.
Good work by Riley Geffen to get the flag and catch it just short. And that hopefully will be what they need on defense to get the offense sparked for Sheridan.
So down 7, just under 8 minutes into the 1st half. And Sheridan gets the ball back, quick short throw, and that throw is in the dirt. And by dirt, I mean rubber pellets, because it is a turf field. Doesn't have the same ring to it. It really doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, it doesn't. And it also is the annoyance when you go home and you've got to shake it all out of your clothes.
We're not even playing, and we're both going to find a bunch of them in our shoes. So 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. This one's being sent long up and over everybody's head. Closest player was actually Christine Agadello of U of T.
Yeah,
But
that was a fantastic throw. It just the receiver stopped short, or the receiver didn't get under it.
I don't even think that was the receiver's fault. She was
No.
running full speed the entire way. It was thrown a second too early.
Yeah.
So 3rd down. And that one's blocked. What a play there by Melissa O'Neill, who just ran in and got a hand to it.
Yeah, Haley Cole, unfortunately, didn't get any air underneath that. She was looking to make a line drive pass, and the defender came in and basically, with a spike like that, she could actually play for U of T's varsity volleyball team.
Good block at the net. So U of T takes over on downs, bringing it all the way back. And they lead 7-0 with just over 10 minutes to go in the first half here of the semifinal action. Cooper sends her receivers in motion, and looks like offside. And it is offside.
Yep, there we go.
So U of T going to be walked back a little bit. Receiver ran a little bit too early. I believe it was actually Sue Tharson on that one who crossed the line early.
Yep,
was in motion.
It's all about timing your patterns and timing your runs. And if you're slow on the release on the snap, you're going to have issues.
So Cooper now trying to make up a little bit extra yardage. Nice little throw there to Wu, who catches that one and gets the yardage back. But now
I was going to say, I was trying to figure it out for a second because between the tape and the Kinesio tape and her flags, they're all the same color.
Cooper drops back once again, looking, throwing across the middle here. Nice catch there by Helen May. Almost gets to the first down spot, but it will be 3rd down. So they've made up that penalty yardage back and more to give themselves a chance here on 3rd. Yep.
But you are seeing, even though it doesn't look like they're missing a beat, you're seeing a little bit of what happens when you're missing your star player with injury.
Cooper does a nice little drop pass over the top, and May once again gets into 1st down. So 1st and goal coming up here for U of T after the nice catch and run by Helen May.
Again, Riley Giffen gets her outside, grabs her flag, and either forces her out of bounds or stops her.
No choice either way. You're either gonna get
you're
your flag taken, or you're out of play. The play is dead at that point.
She's not going any further, which is the main thing.
So in motion, they fake the handoff. Cooper, tons of time, as the defense was beat on that one.
It's okay. So was I.
Throw was wide, but Megan Cooper on that fake had Grace Ruix confused. She had no idea where that ball was.
It's okay. Like I said, none of us did. That was well done.
Hey, I knew. That's why I was still calling it. No, it was a great fake, good motion by Benong to open up the defense, and she made that fake.
She sold it well.
She sold that fake better than most players in the NFL do, as this throw just a little bit wide looking for Sue Tharson. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and goal. This would be a big stop here for Sheridan.
Yes, it would.
After the run by Helen May to get into 1st down and goal territory, if they can hold them here on 3 straight plays, big stop for the Sheridan defense. But Cooper and U of T are going to do what they can to not allow that.
Yep.
As Cooper sends receivers in motion, gets the ball, drops back, looks to that corner of the end zone, trying to find the run of Helen May, but just a little bit too far, and that will end up being.
I think it was too far and it was out of bounds. I think the throw might have actually gone out of bounds.
But if a player was there, she probably would have been able to catch it inbounds. You have to see where it lands is where, not where the person would catch it. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Because I have to admit, my depth perception on that one, because we're also looking through the bench of the players, and I'm looking to see, okay, is that, and then I saw the pylon.
Yeah. So regardless, doesn't count for any points.
Exactly.
So
over on downs.
Sheridan takes over, new quarterback in for the Bruins, and that throws a little bit short. as they try something different early in this first half. Still about 6.5 minutes to go. And this is another lefty quarterback. So we talked about it at the 11s tournament. Lefty quarterbacks, very rare. You don't see a ton of them. There's 2 in the game right now.
Yep.
Megan Cooper, lefty. And now we have a new lefty for Sheridan. This one's dropped into a run play. Nice little fake there and still going. Bethany Hofsty with a couple nice moves. And I believe it is Emma Carrington who is now the quarterback for the Bruins, I believe. Unless Cole is
I think it's Cole.
back in.
Yeah, I think it's Cole.
They changed quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Not sure what that was, but we're back underway. Referee's blowing whistles. I don't know. I didn't see a call. So back underway here. Sheridan, 3 receivers to the right in a bunch formation, all looking to the sidelines trying to figure out what they want to do. And they do the handoff once again. And it's back to Hofsty, who gets close to the first down, but not there, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah.
So Megan Cooper and the U of T offense taking over once again as Emma Carrington can't get the first down for Sheridan. She took over for Haley Cole as the QB. And now U of T, with just under 5 minutes to go roughly in the first half, are going to try to extend their lead and give themselves a little bit of breathing room heading into the halftime, where they will get the ball back to start the second half. Nice little spin move there by Bonong to get around one defender. Just unfortunately there was one too many defenders to make that move work.
I was going to say, Riley Giffen has got that corner locked down. And that seems to be U of T's strength, that sweep to the left all the time. Or sorry, to the right all the time.
Yeah. Cooper looking across the middle, finds Bonong once again. She tries to go through the middle, and it's Zara who is able to get her flag and stop the play.
Yep. Quick sub in.
Zara, the captain of this defense by the looks of it, has the playbook on her arm. Not on the wrist, but on her arm. As Cooper sends the receivers in motion once again. 3 go to the left side, and they do a quick little out route to Sutharson. That's their favorite play. They did it in the 11s way too many times, and now we're seeing it again. That's the 3rd instance that we've seen it today already in this semifinal.
Cooper's so laid back. When she's so calm, and it's like nothing seems to phase her.
Yeah. And that's what you need from a leader. That's
Exactly.
the captain that you want, is someone who can keep everyone at a calm level and not let anyone get too high or too low.
Yep.
As Cooper checks with the official. Hey, fake that one again, and a nice play had the defender lost once again. Helen May now trying to get around one.
And the dump over the line to May. And
it's an effective move.
Exactly. The fake handoff, if you notice, the handoffs are always a sweep to the right. And then it's, do we give the ball up or do we just have a dump to the left?
As we get a timeout here for U of T. They're going to talk things over. They have a chance to put up some more points here. They're across the line. This is the second and goal opportunity for them.
Yeah, we've got roughly about 30 seconds left in the half after the delay. So if they're going to put points up, and they can put points up now, because as it is right now, Sheridan hasn't really threatened for a good chunk of the half.
As the coach talks to the team, I believe they were checking to see if Yeleni Sutharson was okay to come back in the game. She pulled herself out a couple plays ago, so it'll be interesting. She's on the run now as Cooper gets the ball, drops it over the middle, finds Wu almost at the goal line.
She got stopped at the goal line.
I haven't seen a call from either official, and it is going to be 3rd down and short, and a flag.
What's the flag for?
Flag against U of T. As the coach was out of the coaching box. So that's a big blow to U of T there. That's 5 yards they're going back.
Yep. So just so that everybody's clear, the coaching box, basically you can go sideline, you can go the whole distance of the sideline except to 5 yards before the end zone. And so that's what the flag
that's where the coach was. He was at the end zone.
He was on the flag. He was on the post.
So Cooper drops back, looking across the middle, and touchdown.
Got a touchdown.
Helen May on the reception, and U of T adds 6 more. You get a look at the replay. Quick little throw across the middle. Nice. And U of T going for just the single here to extend it to trying to convert it to make it a 14-point game here as they send everybody from the left to the right. Cooper drops it over the top, and it is in. And the 1-point conversion is good.
Yep.
So 14-0 U of T as we approach halftime here. Roughly 30 seconds to go in the half here.
Yeah, and the stretch by the receiver ended up knocking Riley Giffen on her butt again. But again,
she's a little hurt on the sideline there.
She looks like she's feeling it now.
Caught it up in the shoulder a little bit. Incidental, just reaching over, but when you got 2 forces running full speed, sometimes one of them is going to get affected by that.
Exactly. But she's a gamer so far. She's locked down that corner.
Oh, nice little move there on the rush play by Bethany Hofsty on the handoff. We got 4 seconds remaining.
So what do you do here? You go deep, just to see what you can. You got almost nothing to lose.
Yeah. Well, they're calling the timeout is Sheridan, so we'll see where this takes them. But you don't get the ball coming out of half. So do you go for the big play, hope to try to put points on the board before you give the ball straight back to U of T to start the second half? I would probably say yes, but the risk is you take a big throw. If it's intercepted, there's no one stopping them.
Exactly. That's what
Right?
that was.
So
the
it
other
depends,
thing you got to worry
but
about.
it depends. Like if you trust your quarterback to not throw short, right? If you think your quarterback has the arm to throw it all the way, go for it.
Which I believe that she does.
Yeah, it looks like Emma Carrington definitely does. She's going to drop back, try to build some time, throws it over the middle, and
she took her eye off the ball.
Going to be dropped there. Trying to believe that was
that was Darian
Zara, who did a good job on defense as well in this game. But that'll do it for the first half. U of T taking a 14-0 lead into halftime. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, second half action. You're listening to the 5v5 championships here at Tim Hortons Field on M2 TV.
30 seconds, lights on, hearts pounding, clocks ticking, the crowd's anticipation is coming. You've been waiting for this moment as the world holds its breath. 20 seconds, and all you see is the all-new breakthrough football effortlessly leaving your hand like a rocket destined to make its target. 10 seconds, touchdown echoes as the stadium erupts. This is your moment. Don't just seize it, break it. 30 seconds, lights on, hearts pounding, clocks ticking, the crowd's anticipation is coming. You've been waiting for this moment as the world holds its breath. 20 seconds, and all you see, the all-new breakthrough football effortlessly leaving your hand like a rocket destined to make its target. 10 seconds, touchdown echoes as the stadium erupts. This is your moment. Don't just seize it, break it.
Quarterfinals, check. Semifinals, check. That only leaves one thing left, Julian. It's finals time. Nick McVicker, Julian Carr, along with you, and boy, do we have a final for you. Western Purple, the number 1 team. They dominated their round robin. We saw them in the quarterfinals beat up on their own team in Western White. Then they beat up on Guelph, 45-13 in the semifinal. They're taking on U of T, a team that they saw in the semifinals of the 11s tournament, who played unreal to get to this point. 2 of the best teams in OWIFA are here and ready to go. And Julian, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go for this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely up for this. Hey, what better can you ask for? You got a beautiful day, dead wind, and not a cloud in the sky. And now you get to have football.
Exactly, and that's the biggest thing. We get to watch 2 of the best teams play in the biggest game. How do you not love this kind of moment here? And U of T going to get us started. Megan Cooper. Little dump off pass to Sue Tharson. Gets up the sideline and picks up a lot of yardage on the first play. Good first play from U of T here. And Julian, we're very lucky to be joined now. It's from
Hey,
a
guys.
player, for a player who should be in this game but unfortunately injured. Daniela Chung joining us on the broadcast here on M2 TV. Daniela, thank you for spending some time with us. How excited are you to see your teammates play in this final?
I am so excited to see them play. I love this team. They consistently give their all, ball out at practice, at every tournament. I could not be prouder. I'm sad that I'm not going to be on the field with them. But look at this. Oh, well, maybe not look at that. But I know they're going to do just fine without me, and I have faith in them.
So you've been a leader on this team. We saw it in the 11s tournament, a couple huge plays. But outside of that, this team is filled with incredible talent, Megan Cooper being one of them. How important is she for your team to maybe come out on top in this game?
Oh, Megan, 100%. Megatron, she truly is the heart and the backbone of this team. She is one of our co-presidents, along with Supriya, who's not playing right now. But really, she is an essential player. She's a playmaker. She calls those plays, on the field sometimes, not even, with Sam, our offensive coordinator. She is magic, truly.
And you've been around the team for a while now. How impressed are you with how far not only the U of T program has come, but all of OWIFA has come over the last few years?
Wow, they have made incredible progress. U of T as a team, when I joined, it was my first year of university. I was joining for the last 3 weeks of the season, got thrown into championships, loved the sport, came back my second year, balled out. I'm here my third year, and I've seen nothing but incredible growth from all of the athletes on our teams, both individually and as a team pulling together. Incredible progress. Huge shout out to our coaches. Their dedication is unmatched. And OWIFA as a whole, I forget how many teams we're at now, but we've definitely picked up from 12 to 17 or something like that. New schools, we're expanding. We're getting recognition from the NFL, Football Ontario. I'm so excited.
We're touching on from Football Ontario and the NFL and NFL Canada. How much do you feel that the youth football programs have helped out the sport?
Oh, 100%, so much. Because when you get girls in high school and middle school involved and engaged and learning about this sport, that just creates a pipeline for talent, you're growing it from early stages, and they're going to get to the collegiate level and be able to ball out and pull out all these plays that maybe if we hadn't had those youth programs, we wouldn't have this big pool of talent to draw from, So I think youth programs are an incredibly important part of any successful program.
Miss pass there. I don't want to keep you too long here, Daniela.
Sure.
We appreciate you joining us. Before you go, is there anything you want to say to prospective players or players who at universities who maybe don't have a team about how they may want to just get it started?
Yeah, for sure. So for prospective players, people in high school, I encourage you to go out there, grab a ball, grab a friend, and just start playing. I started playing my first year of university. If you're a multi-sport athlete, just get out there, find a field, find your passion. And sorry, what's the second part of the question?
And maybe universities that don't have a team, how important is it for them to start joining OWIFA and make this even bigger?
Yeah, for sure. If your school doesn't have a flag football team, maybe reach out to a neighboring school that does. If you don't have that passion in you to start a team, be an import. If you do have that passion, maybe ask them for help, for contacts, in growing the sport and really slay. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I got distracted. But definitely build those inroads with your athletic community at your school. We need more girls, more schools to really grow the sport.
Absolutely. Daniela, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And go enjoy the final. Hopefully U of T on your end will be able to pull this one out.
Period. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
I'll see you guys.
Daniela Chung from U of T joining us. And when you get special talents in this game, that's what they can do. They have the ability to promote it. And Daniela is a great example of that. As this one sent long, what a catch and throw there. And it's the dynamic duo of Western Purple, Valentine and Olivia Gauche. And Western takes the lead, 6-0.
Speaking of fantastic talents.
That's called a segue, right?
That's exactly what that was. That was well done. Well
First touchdown conversion. New snapper here for Western. It looks like it's Sarah Montague. Valentine watching, trying to get it in, and
did that actually bounce off the ground, or did it bounce scored out of her hand into the defensive player's hands? I couldn't
Either
tell.
way, the conversion's no good.
Exactly.
So Western taking the early 6-0 lead, and we talk about the incredible talents. We've seen it over the past two championships. At the 11s, we saw some unbelievable play. Daniela Chung, we've mentioned her a lot. Olivia Gauche, Megan Cooper. There were some players on the Queens team who obviously are not here, as Cooper drops this one over for another great talent, Sue Tharson. This is what these tournaments are for, to showcase the top of the top. And to see players come out and promote the game and want to be a part of that growth is so important.
Yes, because the game doesn't grow unless you actually, and the other side of it too is that some of these women came through the grassroots programs that have been put together by Football Canada, Football Ontario, supported by the CFL and the NFL. So if there's not that support and there's no place for you to go to play, then it dies at the high school level. At least at the post-secondary level now, there's something to look forward to, some place to play, some place to go, something to aim for.
And the other thing that OWIFA has done a good job of is helping find the roads after if you want to continue to play. That's something that was never there. There was no connection between the after and high school. Now there is. Now there's the connection between the two, and it's so important, especially as you've mentioned multiple times. This is now an Olympic sport.
Yep.
This is important to grow this game. So
yeah, and women's flag football, there are numerous tournaments that I've seen just witnessing on the periphery where
nice catch there by Helen May.
The competition and the level post-university is so high that this is not surprising that this is growing by leaps and bounds.
It looks like there's multiple flags down. One on the sideline here and one in the backfield, and U of T is going to be walked back. I didn't catch what the actual penalty was, but U of T walked back 5 yards. So they're on third down here. It was a good catch there by Helen May, but all for naught. As Cooper sends everybody in motion. Looking for the deep ball down the sideline, threw it in behind everybody as May was the intended target. And for Western, it was Julia Krall back there, ready to intercept that one if it was anywhere close.
Yeah, it looked like May just kind of held up her run because she didn't seem like she thought that it was going to get there. Yeah.
It was a long route for her to get there anyway, so hopefully, U of T, we've seen it before. They have the ability to score points.
Exactly.
So one drive here and there isn't going to be the end-all, be-all for them. But Western's a team that also knows how to score points, and you can't give them more opportunities than you must, as this one's being sent long, looking for Karen Wong, and she is in for the touchdown. I think I said don't give them opportunities. That's why.
And the other side of it, too, is that you're seeing the difference between breaking
That's why.
And the other side of it, too.
Western putting up another point and going to go for one again. So keep it at trying to get to 13. Valentine looks across the middle, and this is going to be incomplete. So 2 touchdowns, 2 failed conversions, and we're at 12-0.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Good rush. Good rush on the quarterback on the convert, and that's probably what threw the timing off.
And, I mean, the other thing is these aren't deep end zones.
No.
So when you have 9 or 8 players all in that area, the windows are very, very small. You got to hit perfectly. A little drop pass here from Cooper to Sutharson. And once again, they're going to just use and abuse their favorite play here to move up the field.
Yep. Again, that crossing route to the left and that hook underneath.
And the ability is they actually have been able to do it to both sides.
Yeah.
They prefer to go to the left side, but they easily have shown, and they have done it multiple times, across to the right side too. And here's another one to the left side, and woo, took her eyes off that one.
I was going to say, yeah, she took her eyes off the ball and started running. She turned her hips slightly, and obviously she lost it with the glasses on, so she tossed the glasses to the side.
Yeah, well, we saw that in the semifinal too. She was having problems with a couple of receptions in the second half. I wonder, with the sun dropping a little bit, if those sunglasses were messing with her depth perception.
Yeah, because the way that she's running that crossing route, she's now turning and looking into the sun, and the sun's now descending. It's getting ready to descend.
What a
behind.
throw there from Cooper. Sorry to interrupt you there,
it's
Julian,
okay.
but there's going to be a flag on the play, multiple flags on the play. Love to hear what the flags are. And it's against Western, so U of T going to get 5 extra yards as well. They just barely got across half on the play to begin with. And then the second set of penalties are going to move them 5 yards back.
Somebody got a little overzealous or something.
I believe it was the coach,
yeah,
because he was apologizing to his team. So something to keep an eye on for Western. But now U of T first and goal after the great throw from Cooper. She threw a bullet there to Sutharson. 3 receivers all to the left of the quarterback. Sends everybody in motion. Looks it to the corner, trying to find May, and just in and out of the hands.
Stop running. It was in her hands. She looked at the ball, and she hesitated for that split second and stopped running.
What a throw there from Megan Cooper. Dropped that in perfectly. But unable to bring that one in was Helen May, but U of T still got a chance.
Yep.
Second down. That was a first down play, a really good first down play, but first down play. As this one's bobbled in the backfield. Sent long again, looking for Wu, and she tried to cut in, couldn't read that one on the height, and that one broken play.
That one was broken play, and that one was rushed. But even still.
Great throw.
Fantastic delivery by Cooper.
Megan Cooper doing everything she can to will his team into the end zone with every throw. So Cooper on third down, trying to get everything reset, looking to the sidelines to offensive coordinator Sam Colby. Two receivers to the left, Sutharson, the lone receiver to the right. Looking to the corner for Sutharson, just a little bit overthrown, and that's intercepted. Julia Krall on the interception in the far corner, and what a play by the defender.
Yeah, she was sitting there just waiting. She was sitting there waiting for it to come down. She could sit at the back of the end zone with the ball coming out.
So now Western takes over once again, leading 12-0. Valentine fakes the handoff, does a little drop-off pass here for Naderi. She gets pretty close to that first down, or I should say the half line, which is the first down. Force a habit to call it first down, but that's not really what it is. So a good reception there. Naderi back in doing the snaps for Western.
Yeah.
Sarah Montague was taking snaps earlier in the game, so I think they're interchangeable, which is good.
Yeah, well, we talked about this earlier in the day with Western being so deep that they've got 2 or 3 players for each position, which is what it should be.
Oh, Valentine with the fake, steps up, launches it deep, and it's a touchdown. Karen Wong.
Right on the back end of the end zone.
And both of the players, Wong and Geis, slow play. Wong's knee, I think Geisis might have gotten the ball in the stomach. She looked like she was catching her breath after that.
Yeah.
But either way, Western 18-0, barring the convert.
Yep. Once again, Valentine, great throw on a rope.
And they are going to go for 1. So Mustangs looking to extend the lead to 19 now. Valentine looking. Nobody's open. She tries to feed it in, and she does. Good little throw and catch there. And Katie Larry adds the 1. And the Mustangs jump out to a 19-0 lead with under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, there's not much you can say when you get to your second and goal or your third and goal, and now you're throwing the ball into traffic and it's not connecting, and the other team capitalizes. So that's all Western's done. Western's capitalizing on the mistakes.
So we've just been confirmed by the ref. It's actually 20-0. Not sure where the extra point came from, but we'll get confirmation at half. There's a nice little throw here for El Bogie. And Megan Cooper going to just try to reset the troops here. Leader on this team, you know, we talked about it in the semi, just the calmness that she has in the huddle, that she's going to be able to bring this team back. And if anyone is, it's going to be her.
Yeah, she's so calm, and she knows her team, and she'll lead her team.
Drops back with a little drop pass to Sutharson, trying to get to the sideline, and a nice flag pull there by Kral will stop that play. So now 3rd down here. Helen May checking in for El Bogie.
Checking the score now.
As Cooper gets them set, 2 receivers to the right side. Another drop across the middle to May. She gets away from 1 defender and gets them into first down territory. Great catch and run there from Helen May, and U of T making progress up the field.
This time the crossing route coming from the left to the right, and May being able to make up the space and get over half, not only get over half, but also take some space at half.
So Cooper and U of T trying to get some points on the board before the end of the half. Drops back, puts it across the middle to Sutharson. And she's stopped with about 6, maybe 7 yards to go. Kral once again, great defense.
Yep.
But the play is working well, going across the route for U of T.
Yeah, at this point you have to wonder, because Western is so deep. Like there's certain players that we haven't called their names yet. You got to wonder how much the injury bug is catching up with U of T.
Sutharson trying to get in, can't there.
Nope.
Still about 5 yards to go.
Yep.
So
But again, that the bread and butter of U of T and the crossing routes and the short dump passes and crossing routes are what's chipping away at the Western defense. It's like the Western defense is giving them that and then hoping to stop them.
I'd also like to point out it's the same player on Western's defense making all the stops.
Exactly.
So Kral doing a great job. As Cooper sends everybody in motion. Looking for the drop pass to Sutharson once again, and she is in! Touchdown, U of T, as they put some points on the board before the end of the half.
Which is what they needed. They needed that. They needed to come just before the half And the question would be, okay, when are they going to go for two? They don't necessarily have to go for two because it's a three-score game, but you got to force it. So just get the one, get yourself fully set it and in play and in point, and then you're fine.
So it will be a single point here as Cooper gets everybody ready to go. Sends all the receivers from the left side to the right side. And throws it through the middle and in behind her intended target, trying to find Megan Bonong. And that'll do it for that drive, but they put points on the board.
Yep. So they're not out of it. They're back in the game.
And that'll do it for the half.
Yeah.
So Western, after an early touchdown, extended their lead twice, and they'll head into halftime leading 19-6 over U of T. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's second half action here at the OWIFA 5v5 Finals. You're listening to OWIFA Football here on M2 TV. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field here in Hamilton. Nick McVicker, Julian Carr, and joining us to start the second half, we had Daniela Chung from U of T in the first half. And joining us from Western now is Sydney Hughes. She was playing on the Western White team at this tournament, but part of the 11s champion side a couple of weeks ago. Welcome to the broadcast. We really appreciate you taking some time with us, Sydney.
Thank you for having me.
And how important is these kind of games for the growth of flag football in our province?
I think it's huge. I think a program like Western has seen so much growth and luckily a lot of success. But these kinds of games, especially when we're broadcasting like this, is just really, really incredible for expanding and outreach.
Absolutely.
With Western's program being as successful as it is, and as deep as it is, do you see that as being an example to the other teams within OWIFA to actually carry out the same thing? Or is it something that, because it's advantageous this way to the whole program, to the whole league, and can only help it grow? Your thoughts?
I definitely think so. This is only my second year, so I can't speak to how it's been in the past, but definitely having 3 rosters joining us for this tournament has been a huge, huge testament to the growth of our personal program, and we've seen a lot of schools bringing a second roster, hopefully a third coming next year and the year after. I think the more people you can get playing, the better it's going to be. The more talent you're showcasing, more rookies coming in, learning the game, especially from their vets who are playing on other rosters.
Good catch there by Katie Larry. Gets Western into third and less than a couple yards to get to the first down. But Sydney, you played against this Western Purple team earlier today, and you know them well enough. How impressive is this squad that they've put together for this Western Purple side?
My gosh, I can't speak highly enough of our players and our coaches. Every single person who has touched the field on Western Purple is insanely talented. It's scary going up against them, even when we practice against them all the time. Yeah, every single one of them has an insane amount of talent, and Olivia Gauche, Emma Valentine, they've been playing the game. They're models for our whole league. I'm a huge fan of their work.
Sydney, growing up, did you play organized flag football through high school and through middle school, or did you just pick it up as you got to Western?
I didn't. I'm from Vancouver, and we actually don't have a lot of flag football out there in high school, definitely. So I grew up playing soccer, a little bit of basketball. But flag football was something that I really just fell in love with in our residence league in first year. And learning of this team and having some friends who were older and playing inspired me to join. And I think it's just our reach out that way has grown a lot because of our residence league, and that's really cool too.
So before we let you go, Sydney, is nice throw there from Emma. Gets the Mustangs into third and goal territory here. Before we let you go, I want to ask one more thing. You have the ability to take the next step next year as some of your graduating seniors are on their way out. How important is it for you to try to take that next step and try to keep this momentum going for the Western program?
Oh, it's definitely huge. And I think even speaking back to having that third roster present today, we have a lot of rookies. We have a lot of fresh talent that we're really trying to teach and explore the game some more. So I think it's going to be a great year next year. We're going to miss our girls, but it's going to be a huge success, hopefully, with our incoming talent.
And that is a touchdown for Western as Olivia Gauche sneaks into the corner of the end zone. Sydney, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate you taking some time out. I know you want to be cheering on the Western Purple side. As they try to make a play.
Shout out to everyone tuning in.
Sydney Hughes from Western University's 11th team and Western White today. During that drive, job by Emma Valentine. Into the end zone, and Gauche sneaks in.
Yeah. And now they're going to go for two, which really doesn't surprise me at this point because you want to try and get back at least some of what you missed with those extra converts.
So Mustangs going for two here. 10 yards to get to the end zone. Valentine drops back, looking for the corner, trying to find Katie Larry, and great throw, just a little too high.
Yep.
That's a tough catch.
Yeah, and you know what? Also, you got to think about what the defense was doing on the rush because Valentine was under pressure, and she had to get rid of the ball quickly because as the ball came out of her hands, the defender had both of her flags. So it's even the pressure does still happen and still does matter.
Especially if you can get a quick rush. A slow building rush isn't going to do a whole lot in the flag. You need a quick rush and someone who can read the quarterback well. You can't just run full bore trying to get to them because they're going to do a quick sidestep and you're gone.
Yep. And
U of T has a good rush. So Cooper now trying to get her team down the field. Nice little catch there by Wu, who little behind the scenes sort of thing that I got to witness over the last maybe 5-10 minutes from halftime onward. She's been on the sideline working with her center, Megan Kennedy Spence, who also throws a great ball. She's I think a quarterback as well at her heart. Throws a great ball. She was catching hard thrown passes from Kennedy Spence to make sure that she can bring everything in, and shows off there. This one's sent over the top looking for Kennedy Spence. Just a little bit out of control there, and it'll be third down.
Yeah, again, you know what? It's about execution, and they've been able to execute the short passes, but the ones over the top they've had some issues with.
So third down here, and need to get to half in order to get a new set of downs due U of T. Cooper getting instruction from the sidelines. Elizabeth Wu trying to figure out which play they're running. 3 sent to the left. And they're looking for the long run, looking for Sutharson.
And
Just
again,
a little bit overthrown, but another great throw. It's just like 2 steps too far.
Yep. It's either 2 steps too far or the timing's completely off. And usually when the timing's completely off, it means that you get a defender that's by themselves just waiting to catch the ball. In that case, it's just overthrown by about 2 or 3 yards.
Because they have speed. They have players who can catch the ball. It's just not connecting right now.
Yep. Yeah, again, timing.
So Western takes over up 25-6 in this final.
You also got to wonder, too, how much they're missing Daniela.
A leader on this team for sure. And that one's dropped. Emma Valentine drops the snap. That's a loss of downs here for the Mustangs. That'll bring up 2nd down without having to give anything up.
Yep. You know, can U of T capitalize on the mistakes? That's what they need to do now. That's how they got to get back into this, being down 4 scores.
So Valentine, an uncharacteristic mistake from her, usually pretty sure-handed on the snap. Gonna reset here, send all her receivers in motion. She drops it again.
Wow.
Not sure what we're watching here, but there's 2 back-to-back
Yeah.
fumbled snaps.
And it's like that one was off to the side a bit, and it was so they're talking about it. They're trying to figure it out.
And I mean, having someone in the huddle like Valentine who will admit her mistakes,
Yeah.
but still believes that she's going to make the right play the next time.
Yep.
As she gets the snap, puts it across the middle, and that one's misthrown. I think there was actually a miscommunication among the receivers as Wong and believe that was Mel Green
Yeah.
ended up kind of bumping into each other and threw off the route of Wong.
Yep.
Who would have had tons of space if she caught that ball.
Exactly. And we're over on down. So let's see what U of T can do if they can capitalize on this now.
Big play there by U of T's defense to stand, even though they didn't really have to do a whole lot.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing. It's like they capitalized. They did what they needed to do when
they capitalized on
when
mistakes.
they had to.
Yes.
And you know, Western made the 2 mistakes, and then the 3rd one they didn't let them dig themselves out of the hole.
Little drop down here to Kennedy Spence, and a nice pickup of 8 yards on 1st down. Just gonna have to, as much as you want to say it, they gotta pick up speed quickly because we're coming up on about 10 minutes left in this half. We say about because it's a rough time that we have running.
Yeah.
They got about half the 2nd half left. They are down by 19 points.
Yep.
You need 3 scores. You got to get going at some point. So Cooper sends the receivers in motion, looks to the left side, finds Kennedy Spence once again. And she continues her good play in this final as the center is making some big catches to help move U of T down the field now.
Yeah. Well, hey.
Center is a very loose term in flag football, but
5v5, you know what?
Cooper drops this one off to Sutharson, as she makes a good catch and gets the 1st down for U of T.
Yeah, and 5v5, everybody's important.
Everybody's a receiver, and everybody is a defender at the same time. So now on the other side of half, Cooper sends the receivers in motion. 3 to the right here. They look to put this one over the top. Find May. She tries to get in and gets down to about the 1-yard line. But a great play on 1st and goal, and U of T now knocking on the door.
Exactly. And May actually was in the right place this time. She just ran literally into the space, dropped in, and there we were. Great pass on point by Cooper.
So now 2nd and goal here for U of T. And they're knocking on the door. I don't know if this is actually beneficial to them in the end. as Sue Tharson able to catch it and gets in.
There we go.
So touchdown U of T. What I was going to say was with that little bit of space, it's harder to make those crossing routes, but they did it incredibly well.
It's their bread and butter.
You see right there, wait, Sue Tharson gets off the line and gets in.
It's a quick one step. It's almost like it's a step and a half up and straight across. And she knows that the ball's coming over top of her shoulder. Going for one.
So trying to put some more points on the board right now, down trailing 25-12, but going for the 1 point here. Cooper with the nice little move, gets around one, and Helen May with the reception. Bobbled it a little bit, but caught it, and I think there's a
Western player
Western
down.
player is down. I think she may have gotten a cleat in the face as she went to get the flag.
Yeah.
Which is, or she either got a cleat to the face or she hit her head on the turf.
Yeah.
Either way, never good. Concussion protocol, head injuries are a very dangerous thing. So
Yeah.
so she'll get looked at by the trainer, and the trainer quickly comes onto the field there. We're going to take a quick little bit of a break here in action. So U of T, after trailing this whole game, now put some points on the board, 7 points, down by 12. What do they got to do on this next defensive play?
And basically, they got to get a stop, because now Western's not going to do the same thing that they did in the last series where they dropped the ball twice. And
you'd assume that they're not going to do
you'd
that.
assume. They probably have those timing issues figured out by now. But the big thing is that they just need to get a 3 and out. And if they can get the 3 and out, then they're okay. Then U of T's got a chance. If they don't get the 3 and out, then they got to make sure that Western doesn't get in the end zone.
Yeah. I think the big picture, no points.
Exactly.
You can't give up points at this point in time. You have to limit that. And if you can get a quick 3 and out, even better. The momentum stays on your side. You just had 2 big plays.
Yep.
The play down to the corner to Helen May, and then the crossing route to Sue Tharson into the end zone. Those are 2 big plays. Keep that momentum building. Keep it going. This might actually hurt them.
Yeah.
The injury, which
Well,
is it.
The other side, too, it depends on what Western does. If Western throws a ball and you can get underneath the ball that Western throws, then if you can get an interception and turn it the other way, or an interception and take it over on downs, then you're ahead of the game.
Yeah. So it's Summer Sprenger who was the injured Mustang. I didn't want to guess. So Summer Sprenger she's going to go to the sideline with the trainer, which is the right move.
Yeah.
The trainer's been fantastic today. We had quick response on that. They saw the Sheridan one in the semifinal. They're doing really well.
Yeah.
So now Mustangs, after giving up points and losing one of their defenders, how are they going to respond here on their drive? Valentine sends the receivers wide, and U of T sideline getting loud, trying to make a difference here. And the coach is making sure they don't go past the coaching box. Valentine gets the ball, looking. Going to drop this one over to Ghosh. Ghosh with a nice little stop step and gets across half, so she'll get a new set of downs for Western. Not ideal if you're U of T on that one.
No. But, again, look who the ball went into. It went into Ghosh. And Ghosh created something from a situation where she should have been dead to rights and her flag should have been pulled. But now she got another 5 yards out of it because she was able to back in, step up, back out, and then go around and get the extra yardage.
And the more impressive thing on that one was that was not her route.
No.
Because you saw her go out. She made a big route out, and then she actually worked her way back.
Yep.
So she read that the play wasn't going to happen and adjusted it. That's what senior players can do. Valentine drops back, looks it across the middle to Sarah Montague, and she tries to get through and drop the ball, but caught it first.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's the big thing. Good job holding on to that one through the catch, and then on the reach couldn't.
Yep.
But in flag, that doesn't matter. Not as important as it is in tackle football.
Yeah, exactly. On tackle football, and it's like, then if you get the catch on the continuation before you're down, as we know, the ball comes out, it's a live ball. Here, the ball comes out. It's not
Play's dead.
Play's done. Thanks for coming.
So the Mustangs making quick work of this drive, already picked up 35 yards and trying to extend their lead. Low snap. Valentine picks it up and tries to get it into the hands of, I believe that was Green again. And that one falls loose and going to get a timeout on the U of T side.
Something that if you, for those who are watching, may or may not have noticed about Valentine and where her ball placement is. When she's placing her ball on her throws, she's throwing, and we touched on this a couple weeks ago, but it's even more apparent today. She's throwing the ball away from the defender to where only her receiver can get the ball. The one interception that we've seen today from her in the 2 games, the ball got away from her and she was throwing so that there's air underneath the ball. And when there's air underneath the ball, then that gives the defender a chance to get underneath it, receive the ball, and go the other way. With Valentine does such a good job at protecting the ball and leading her receivers that they don't get that. The defenders don't get the opportunity unless they come across the receiver and then possibly commit a foul on the receiver.
And I think that was something that we saw in the 11s tournament. She struggled at the beginning of the day on the final Sunday, but then got better throughout the day, and that's how they got them into the final.
Exactly.
So Valentine looking for the corner of the end zone for Ghosh. That one's just a little bit overthrown. Maybe a little taller receiver that might have been able to catch that in the end zone, but that was out of play.
Yeah, it's that one. I think sometimes she underestimates the power that she has in that arm.
Yes.
Because, and yeah, she's playing with a smaller ball, but even still, she can launch a ball. And it's like almost every ball is on a rope. So that one was long, and yeah.
Now U of T takes over. Cooper drops it down to Sutharson. Kral with the good defense there to limit the damage. U of T now needing to make quick work of this field.
Yeah, if I'm U of T in this situation, I'm looking to take a few more chances, maybe just over top behind the defense. But the defense is also playing with a cushion, so much so from Western that it's hard to get that ball in over the top behind them.
I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a fake
crate ball.
Nice job there by May to catch it as well. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a Sutharson crossing route to try to pull the defense in, and a May or Elizabeth Wu over the top
and then
ball
they go over top. Yeah.
to try to just bait the defense.
Yep. Well, in the last game against Sheridan, we watched U of T bait the defense to the point where nobody knew where the ball was. So,
speaking of long throw, nice throw there. Helen May with a little bit of space, and she picks up a lot of yardage. Leal Birani on the defense to stop her from getting into the end zone. As much space as she possibly could. The only thing is with Western had 3 defenders in the area because they closed so quick. Yeah, but she still did a good job to pick up 8 more yards after catching that ball. She made sure that she got every chance that she could. Western backed up against their goal line. Play across the middle. May in for the touchdown.
The question is it too little too late?
There's still, that was the first play after 2 minutes. You get a big stop. You're good.
Exactly.
Touchdown. 5-19. They're going to go for 1 here, which is probably the smart move.
Get your 1 and then
get it to a 5-point game. Throwing to the corner for Sutharson. She catches it and is pushed down, and they're going to count it.
They're counting it.
As they should. I think she had that ball, but then was pushed. So there you go, 25-20.
Yep, it's either that or you call a penalty on the extra point. So she caught the ball, she secured it.
So now, just under 2 minutes to go. Western leading 25-20. You can hear the benches cheering on their side. U of T telling them, It's go time. We need a stop. And you know the Western sideline is saying, hey, let's just eat the time a little bit here.
Exactly.
So Western with Emma Valentine trying to lead her team to a championship. Quick out route there to Wong. And a good grab on the defense.
If I'm U of T, all I need now to do is I need to play prevent and make sure they don't get that first down. If they get that first down, the first down and goal.
So it's a timeout by U of T.
If they get that first down to first down and goal, then the game's over because we're almost out of time.
It's a big opportunity by U of T. Got the huge touchdown.
Yep.
What a great play. And now you got the momentum. You scored 2 straight touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're at. Like, we saw drama the last time these two teams met. 5 overtimes in the 11s championship. I know these are not the full squads, but most of these players were on that team. The rest of them are on the sideline right now for both sides. This is what this tournament is. And when we talked to Daniela Chong in between the games, she was saying that these are the rivals. This is their rival. And you know that's exactly what this Toronto team is. And that one hit the ground. That snap hit the ground. So, 3rd down now to half. And U of T giving themselves a chance, potentially. Now they need one more stop. Can't give up 10 yards. Anything less than 10, they get a chance. Valentine drops back, looks across the middle, throws it too far. It's intercepted! It's intercepted! Isabella Poon!
Wow.
Isabella Poon on the interception.
Yep.
And U of T now with the opportunity.
There's the stop. There we go.
Just a little overthrown by Goshu. Ended up running into another defender.
Poon ended up with the ball and making the run up.
And great heads-up awareness because she caught it, took a second, looked at the field, and then made her run. She didn't just start running because sometimes that gets players into the wrong spot. Cooper drops back, drops it to Sue Tharson, and tries to get away from one. Good catch there. I believe that was number 30, Sam Hopkins on the defense. Coaching staff telling them to stay in bounds with the catches. So we were just told there's 1 minute remaining. So with all the stoppages, we had 1 minute burned off the clock. Cooper dropping back, fakes the throw and tries to throw it to the sideline. A little bit too high there for Kennedy Spence. Good defense by Western to not leave anybody open.
Yeah, the defense was able to freeze Cooper, and they've changed who's rushing with Sankaran actually making the rush. Sankaran's a little bit taller, and Sankaran can get in Cooper's
And we
face.
saw that a little bit in their quarterfinal game earlier today. They made a few they made a few changes like that, and she was rushing sometimes, but she hasn't been the normal rusher in this final as a little bit of
referee
conference in the middle of the field.
3rd down.
So it is 3rd down. 3rd down and goal for U of T. Need to get in the end zone here to put up points. They're going to send it down that far side looking for May, and that's incomplete. So Western's defense holds.
Yep, Western's defense holds, and now basically Western can run the clock out.
But the clock it's a weird clock here, right?
Yeah,
like it's not a normal
all they need,
NFL sort of clock.
What Western needs
they need to get it first.
They need to convert on this and then get the first. Yeah, convert on this, chew a little clock, and then get a first and goal, and game's done.
Western taking a timeout here as well, so they'll have 2 remaining. Well, we promised you that there'd be some entertainment in this game. And boy, is there. We've seen great play from both quarterbacks. Valentine and Cooper have been phenomenal. Couple small mistakes, but you kind of expect that in a final. That's kind of what happens. Yep. They've both responded really well. They've made great throws. They've given their team a chance. The defensives have played really, really well. I know the score is 25-20 right now. It doesn't necessarily scream a defensive shutdown, but both defenses have done exactly what they needed to do to, as I just said, give their team a chance. I love watching these kind of games. This is entertainment at its highest value.
Exactly. And you know that there's no question that right now you got the two best teams in the tournament on the field.
And they're going to hand this one off.
Tight.
Hand this one off to Gauche.
There's the first play. Now they get a first down, and game is over, in my prediction.
And there it is. Yep. That's game. Western Purple Mustangs take the 5v5 championship, beating Toronto Varsity Blues 25-20. And after battling it out in the semifinals and the 11s, they battled it out right here, both teams.
Yep. And I wouldn't have expected anything less. We got an entertaining game, and, we hope that people with injuries are okay after this. But that was an entertaining game, and I wouldn't have expected anything less, especially after what we saw 2 weeks ago in the semis.
Let's take a look at these teams a little bit more, and I want to talk about the U of T MVP, and I want to throw it to you, Jules. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna give you my opinion. I want to know who you have as your MVP for this U of T team, a team that is very, very talented, tons of great players, tons of leaders on this team. Who do you have as your MVP?
See, I'm kind of torn. For me, it's a case of between Sutharan and May, because they both came in and did different things to create results and to get someplace to get them to where they were within basically a touchdown of tying the game, and a convert, if a touchdown tying the game and a convert of winning it. They did all the things that you needed them to do, and you've got Cooper feeding them the ball, which is what a quarterback's supposed to do.
Yeah, and Cooper being the leader, I probably would lean towards her, but that's I don't know if that's a cop-out answer, just because that's what you expect from her. Yeah. She's so good at it. It's almost like we've seen it before, we just expect it sort of thing. Exactly. I think she is the overall MVP for this team, along with Daniela Chung when she's healthy.
Yeah.
That's how important these teams are, right? So we are seeing the medal ceremony right now, and looks like Guelph was the winner of the bronze medal game. That's why they've joined the square here. Let's flip the script to the Western side. MVP for Western. Lots of candidates as well. We talked about 3 players for U of T. Who do you got for Western?
Western, it's on offense. It's got to be Valentine. Olivia Ghosh gets a close second. On defense, I can't believe I've forgotten her name. She was all over the place. Julia Kroll. And realistically, it's like U of T gets a couple more touchdowns if Kroll doesn't make 2 interceptions and isn't in the right place at the right time all the time.
Yeah. And not even that. If she's not there to stop that cross route, which U of T used a ton, she was the one who pulled the flag on almost every single one of those. If she's not there, U of T wins this game.
Yeah.
I think I don't think I'm being hyperbolic in saying that. U of T wins this game if she's not there to pull that flag.
Agreed.
And the fact that she is such an important player for that Mustangs team, I'd probably lean towards her for MVP. As big of an impact that Ghosh and Valentine had on the offensive side, Kroll single-handedly, in my opinion, allowed Western to come away with the win on this one. So we're gonna leave you with the visuals of the ceremony as U of T is handed their silver medals. And it hurts now, right? As the losing team in a final. It always does.
Yeah.
But looking back, this is something that this team can be proud of. They've come a long way since the beginning of OWIFA. They've grown as a team, just like Western has. That's why they were able to put 2 teams in this tournament. They had this main team, and they had a U of T blue team. This is what these tournaments are for. This is what OWIFA has done such a good job of growing all of these programs. And U of T can be proud of what they accomplished today.
Yep. And, you know, it bodes well for the sport because you sit and you think about this for a second. You've got Western, U of T, Guelph, Queens 2 weeks ago. Brock. Mac. Laurier, even Laurier Brantford.
Getting Sheridan involved too.
Those are the teams that stood out. And, you know, the 11v11 game will be alive and healthy for years to come. And now what this does is this is another opportunity. I believe, because I'm a former varsity athlete at the OUA level, I believe that university sport and college sport as well are very, very important. And this is another opportunity to not only get people involved, but get women involved in sport and continue that after high school. Because a lot of times that doesn't get enacted, and a lot of times there's not enough growth, and sports in itself will help you grow.
As they're now handing out the MVPs of the final games. So for Guelph, Sarah Allenson, the quarterback, is the offensive MVP of the bronze medal game. And we're just waiting on the defensive one now.
He's trying to find the trophy.
They're trying to figure out who's going to hand it out. Oh, they're going defensive MVP for U of T. And that is Helen May on the defense, who was fantastic on offense as well.
Exactly. That's not surprising, though.
Not at all.
No, it's not surprising, especially when a lot of the players, due to injuries and a lot of players, period, were playing both ways.
Offensive MVP is for Western is Karen Wong.
It's Karen Wong.
Just trying to figure out the first name. And here comes the banner. The Ontario Women's Intercollegiate Football Association Championship banner goes to the Western Purple Mustangs for the 5v5 championships. That'll do it for our coverage here from Tim Hortons Field. For our entire staff, Julian, Rohan, and all of our staff here, we want to thank you for joining us today. And make sure you tune in for our next broadcast. You've been watching OWIFA 5v5 Championships on M2 TV.